Hello everyone. I just came back from the Maryland Deathfest, the fourth day, Sunday of 2013. Now, if you don't know what the Maryland Deathfest is, it is a metal concert held every year in Baltimore on Memorial Day weekend. And it's not just death metal, despite the name. They also have black metal, doom metal, and thrash metal bands too. So, still quite a variety. And I went there specifically because the band Pentagram is playing, and they're one of my favorite bands, so I thought, why not go? It's one of their only North American tour dates this year, so I decided to go with my girlfriend, who luckily likes a lot of the same music that I do, so it all worked out. And the day I happened to go on as well, none of the headliners were actually death metal. Very few of the bands on Sunday were death metal. So when we got there, the line was super long. Like, ridiculously long. And I went last year and that never happened. So that was kind of ridiculous. But after like a half an hour, things sped up. I think there's a combination of there's a lot of people. It was like the prime time we got there to enter. And I think miscommunication with everyone. We got in though. So the first band I saw there was a French black metal band called Gloire Belly, I think it's how it's pronounced. Not really into black metal that much, but I thought they were pretty good, Just got there, saw part of their set. Not bad. Then after that, saw the band Midnight, which is a speed black metal band. Interesting combination. I thought it was interesting because, well, first of all, they wore Grim Reaper masks, which is cool. But I think instrumentally they were definitely speed metal. Sort of had a traditional heavy metal vibe too. And then vocally, more black metal, extreme metal, more growly. I thought interesting combination of the two elements, and another good set. So the next band playing after that was an English doom metal band called Pagan Altar, who I listened to before and wasn't really a huge fan of, even though I'm a really big doom metal fan. Instead, I decided to go to the Pentagram meet and greet inside the building, and luckily I started going there right as Midnight was playing their last song, so I could get a good spot, and it was really awesome. I was able to get a poster for only $1, because when I was going up to meet Pentagram, and their manager was like selling merchandise like CDs and vinyls and posters. By the time I got there were no posters left except for the one that was like actually like on display, and there was tape on it. So like he took the tape off and just gave it to me for only $1 because of that. And actually, I already had Bobby Liebling, the vocalist of Pentagram, his signature on there. And then I got the other band members to sign it, and that was pretty cool. The first person I talked to was the new guitarist, and he seemed like really, really friendly, really enthusiastic about everything. And then I talked to Bobby Liebling, the singer, who's pretty much an underground legend when it comes to metal. Just like, Pentagram, they're ahead of their time, cannot wait for the show. He's just like, thank you, because I get it, he's almost 60, and he's been in it for like over 40 years, so he's probably heard that stuff a million times already. But yeah, I got a picture with them, and it's pretty awesome.
Johnny, can you hear me? Turn that music down. You're making too much noise. I mean it to it now. All that stuff is evil. I see Judas Priest.
So the band I saw after that was Sacred Reich, who are a thrash metal band with politically charged lyrics. If you like, good old thrash metal, I'm sure you'll like Sacred Reich. It was funny because the band members, most of them really didn't look that metal. Like, the singer mentioned that he was like, oh, how many of you have not seen Sacred Reich before? And like half the crowd raised their hands, and it's like, you missed out, because we weren't fat. The singer made a lot of funny jokes throughout. And they did a cover of War Pigs, which was really awesome because, everyone knows War Pigs. So that just really united the crowd, and everyone was singing along, and that was a really awesome moment. And you know, Black Sabbath covers are always awesome. So Sacred Reich, great set. They played just like they did on the albums. Vocally sounded great. There's a good mix between the vocals and the instrumentation. One wasn't more loud than the other. So, great set. So the next band after that was the power metal band Vanilla Road from Kansas. They were really good. One slight problem was that the vocals were getting overpowered by the instruments, so it was difficult to understand what they were actually saying. And it was interesting, the lead guitarist and the singer were splitting up vocal duties, which was interesting. The lyrics are very fantasy, magic based, which is always great. And it was funny because during the set, there was this guy who was crowd surfing, and he literally started out getting right on top of me, and that was just kind of weird and sudden, but it was alright, I didn't get hurt, and good set. The next band that played was Sleep, a stoner doom metal band, one of the most popular in the genre. And, you know, I like Sleep a lot, they're really awesome. They have a real heavy sound. Seeing them live was great. Like I said, heavy sound. Like while they were playing, my eardrum at some points was vibrating, and I had earplugs in, so that was something. Just heavy stuff. Slow and plodding, of course. And after a while, it did get a little redundant. Also, vocally, the bassist singer Al Cisneros, on the albums themselves, the vocals sound somewhere in between singing and growling, kind of like James Hetfield of Metallica, but here he just sounded nasally live. Not that anyone goes to see Sleep for the vocals, but it was a little bit annoying. And then also Sleep went overtime by about 20 minutes, which was not good, and I'll get back to that later. Next band, Pentagram. The reason I came here. Doom metal, and one of the biggest in their genre. It was just great to finally see Pentagram live. The vocalist Bobby Liebling did an excellent job playing. He sounded better than he has recently, and you know that's just great to hear. And they just sound awesome live. Some of the songs just sound so heavy live. Like the song All Your Sins. Oh my god, when that started playing, it was just so awesome. And then I was pretty close up, relatively close to the stage, and I was, during the song All Your Sins, I think it was All Your Sins, I was, you know, using the sound of the horns, and I was like really putting it up high, going on my tiptoes and everything, and I think Bobby Liebling actually pointed at me. I'm not positive, but it looked like it. And unfortunately, because Sleep went 20 minutes over, Pentagram had to cut a song out of their set list because of that, and that was kind of annoying. But great show they put on. The new guitarist, you know, I had some doubts because, you know, Victor Griffin, who was just in Pentagram, who left recently, you know, he added that Sabbath vibe to them. But the new guitarist did really great, and it was just a great set. Next, the show closer, Venom. Now this is Venom's first American appearance, since 2006. So that was pretty significant. And I think they played the best out of everyone. The vocals I could clearly hear, instruments were great. It was crowded and packed as hell, but it was really heavy. Kronos, the singer bassist, he's been doing this for 30 years and he still looks and sounds almost the same, and it's crazy. Very few bands can actually say that. But like Pentagram, they also got cut short because pretty much they had to be done by 11 because of like noise violations stuff. So that was kind of their last song literally got cut because I saw the I think a guy working with Maryland Deathfest, I could see arguing with their manager on stage, pretty much saying like, I couldn't hear him obviously, but he was like, you have to cut the show by 11, we have to do this. And it's like I could see the manager like kind of being like, oh, I want to tell them, but I don't want to stop the show. So but what happened was the band was told that they had to cut the song. They ended it, but then literally the people at this show, like, they actually physically like turned off their instruments and everything. And so that was kind of disappointing. But Venom was just really heavy, really ferocious, just really put in their A game, and that was really good. Also during the Venom show, there was people throwing a blow-up doll around, and also people ripping up and burning a Bible. So that was interesting. So overall, the festival was really good. Saw some great sets. A few setbacks, of course. Sets were cut short, long lines, and there's some rude people. But overall, great time. Kind of wish I moshed a little more because skinny guy like me, I'm only like 140 pounds, and some of those mosh pits were getting pretty violent at some point. So I was trying to stay on the outskirts, but I still got some pushes in there. But great experience, great show, and if the lineup's good next year, hopefully I'll go. So if you want to see any of the set lists from the bands I talked about, links down below. Also, if you want to see any videos from the show, just YouTube search them. See ya.